Beyond the Gates, spoilers for the week of March 2 to 6, 2026, teases that Anita is terrified in the middle of chemotherapy. Not the quiet kind of fear either, but the shaking hands in the hospital chair kind. The kind where she stares at the drip and wonders if the poison going into her veins will save her or finish her off. She does not say it out loud at first. She tries to smile when Vernon walks in, but her lips tremble and she cannot keep pretending that she is strong every second of the day. She is scared she will not beat breast cancer, scared that all the brave words she told everyone will turn into dust. And the more treatment she endures, the more she feels her body betraying her, weak, nauseous, exhausted beyond pride. Vernon sees it. He sees the cracks, even when Anita insists she is fine, and it unsettles him because he has always relied on her being the strong one, the steady one. Now suddenly she looks small in that hospital gown, and he feels useless. He tries to tell her that she is not alone, that he is right there, but Anita snaps at him one minute, then apologizes the next, emotions swinging wildly. She hates that she needs someone to lean on, yet she cannot deny she is slipping. Vernon feels she is collapsing emotionally, and he knows if he does not step up, she might give up. And that possibility terrifies him more than the diagnosis itself. He starts rearranging his life quietly, canceling meetings, ignoring calls, making sure he is at every session. He holds her hand, even when she pulls away, and in those silent moments, he whispers that fear is allowed, but surrender is not. Anita listens. Sometimes she believes him. Sometimes she looks at him like he is lying just to keep her calm, and that doubt hangs heavy between them. While Anita fights her internal war, another storm brews in Fairmont Crest with Ted and Shanice under scrutiny. Shanice's aunt wastes no time questioning Ted's intentions, her sharp eyes scanning him as if she can measure sincerity by posture alone. She does not hide her disapproval. She brings up his failed marriage bluntly, almost cruelly, asking what kind of man walks away from vows once and expects a second chance at happiness. Ted tries to remain respectful, but the accusation stings because he knows his past is messy. He knows divorce leaves stains that do not wash out easily. Shanice stands beside him, yet even she cannot fully shield him from her aunt's interrogation. The aunt believes Shanice deserves stability, not a man with baggage and unresolved ghosts. Ted attempts to explain that his marriage ended for reasons that had nothing to do with loyalty, that sometimes love erodes quietly until there is nothing left but obligation. But the aunt hears excuses. Shanice watches the tension build, torn between defending the man she loves and respecting the family member who helped raise her. The question lingers whether Ted can prove his heart is genuine or if his history will overshadow everything. He decides actions must speak louder than explanations. He offers transparency, invites the aunt to see who he truly is, even allows uncomfortable questions, hoping persistence will break down suspicion. Yet doubt remains heavy and suffocating. Elsewhere in Fairmont Crest, Haley and Bill prepare for their wedding anniversary, though celebration feels fragile rather than joyous. Haley has built up enormous expectations for this day. She imagines Bill setting aside work, focusing entirely on her, proving that their marriage stands firm despite everything. She wants him to help Lynette. She believes if Bill intervenes, it might fix lingering tensions. And she also dreams of escaping town for a short trip, somewhere peaceful, somewhere untouched by danger. But Bill cannot relax, not when Haley's attacker is still out there, unidentified, lurking like a shadow. His protective instincts override romance. He refuses to leave town while the threat remains unresolved. Haley interprets his refusal as neglect. She feels second place to his responsibilities, and resentment begins creeping into what should have been a warm anniversary. Bill tries to explain that safety must come first, that love sometimes means caution rather than grand gestures, but Haley's disappointment is visible. She wanted a fairy tale day. Instead, she gets reality, and reality feels cold. Danny surprises them with congratulations, her tone lighter than before. There was a time when Danny's anger toward Haley burned fiercely because Haley stepped into her marriage with Bill, but now Danny has found happiness with Andre and the bitterness has softened. She can genuinely wish them well, though there is still a flicker of complicated history in her eyes. Her blessing feels like closure, or at least an attempt at it, and for a brief moment tension eases. Leslie, on the other hand, finds herself spiraling. She is desperately seeking help, calling in favors, knocking on doors that once opened easily, yet one by one she is rejected. It is not surprising because Leslie has a reputation. She has manipulated, lied, stirred chaos whenever it benefited her, and now when she needs support, there is none. People remember. She tries to mask her panic with arrogance, but the cracks show. She corners acquaintances, promises repayment, swears she has changed, but no one believes her transformation is real. The isolation begins to suffocate her. In this vulnerable state, she considers approaching Isaiah, knowing his relationship with Eva is strong and stable. Eva and Isaiah remain solid, their bond tested before and still intact, and Leslie's interference could destabilize that peace. If she asks Isaiah for assistance, he will be placed in an uncomfortable position, torn between compassion and loyalty. Eva senses trouble approaching even before Leslie speaks, intuition warning her that old patterns are resurfacing. Isaiah might try to help out of guilt or sympathy, but doing so risks dragging himself and Eva into unnecessary drama. Leslie's desperation grows sharper, more reckless, and that recklessness threatens to ignite conflicts across multiple relationships. Meanwhile, Jacob inadvertently becomes a threat to the entire secret campaign unfolding beneath the surface of Fairmont Crest. His infiltration into the organization connected to the Plasma Circle has been delicate, calculated, and dangerous. Yet, in blending in, he encounters too many familiar faces, people from his past who recognize him, and every recognition increases the risk of exposure. He thought he could manage dual identities, but the web tightens around him. The revelation that someone's identity will be exposed as part of the Plasma Circle adds further tension. It suggests that secrets cannot remain buried much longer. If Jacob's previous connections intersect with the person revealed, suspicion could point directly at him. He begins questioning his own judgment, wondering if he underestimated how small the world truly is. Each interaction feels like a potential trap. He must act carefully, limiting conversations, avoiding unnecessary meetings, yet doing so could arouse suspicion within the organization. The balance becomes nearly impossible. The campaign's success depends on anonymity, and Jacob's accidental familiarity with members threatens to unravel months of planning. Anxiety follows him everywhere. Even in quiet rooms, he imagines whispers about his true allegiance. Back in Haley's orbit, Randy steps forward with a different kind of intervention. He sees clearly what Haley refuses to acknowledge, that Lynette may be manipulating her, using her loyalty and kindness for personal gain. Randy does not approach recklessly. He studies the dynamics first, gathering subtle evidence, noticing how Lynette positions herself as indispensable while quietly steering decisions. When he finally confronts Haley, it is not gentle. He tells her she is being used, that her desire to fix everyone makes her vulnerable. Haley resists at first, defensive, unwilling to believe Lynette would exploit her trust. But Randy persists, presenting moments she overlooked, pointing out inconsistencies, highlighting how often Lynette benefits from Haley's sacrifices. Doubt seeps in slowly. Haley begins replaying conversations in her head, realizing she has ignored warning signs. Randy hints he has a plan to help her break free from Lynette's influence, not through confrontation, but through strategy, subtle shifts in power. He wants Haley to regain control of her life, to step back into clarity rather than confusion. The awakening will not be easy, because admitting manipulation requires humility and courage. Yet if Haley listens, she might finally disentangle herself and see who truly stands beside her and who only stands to gain. All these threads tighten simultaneously. Anita's battle with illness, testing love and resilience. Ted fighting to prove his worth. Haley caught between expectation and danger. Leslie drowning in the consequences of her own schemes. Jacob walking a razor edge within the Plasma Circle. And Randy quietly orchestrating a revelation that could shift alliances. Fairmont Crest like the calm before something irreversible. No one is untouched. No relationship immune, and every secret edges closer to the surface.